Good evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. Yes, I'm playing music. I have been blessed with this album. This lady is bad. Oh, I don't know who gave me this. Like I said, someone gifted me 2 crates of music, albums, vinyl, the ones and twos, however you want to say it. But I've been blessed with this. And so I'm going to play it while I do this reading. It's an inner child reading, which will be kind of apropos. Transcendence. Interesting. I want to thank the ancestors for being here, the divine for being here, to help us, go through these messages. I want to invite all the spirit teams that are here, the guides, angels, and fairies, and everybody. I want to thank them all for being here. I want to ask for the continued protection that has been given to us on my channel when I do these videos. I'm asking that the messages that you need to have to heal yourself, go through whatever inner child that needs to come out, issues that you can go through them and work through them. I'm asking for spiritual protection. We know that there are beings, along with individuals who do not want us to know this information. They would prefer us to stay bound to them. But we know when we come into ourselves, into union with ourselves, when we clear the inner child wounds that we have within us, we deal with the roots that have been put on us that were not our own. When we understand and deal with that, then we can become who we are supposed to be. I'm going to keep that one. That card keeps wanting to pop out. I think I know what it is. Yep. Alice in Wonderland. Somebody wants to keep somebody in dreamland. Somebody is not the reality of things. We're going to hold on to that. But I want to ask some other questions. Let me turn this down a little bit. I think you all can still hear it, but still hear me. I'm not asking about a love relationship, but I am asking about an inner child issue. And these cards can talk about that too. We'll see what they're going to give us though. All right. I want to know an inner child issue. Whatever the issue is a concerning issue. Somebody's concerned about it. Privileged lady. Ending. With a wealthy man that had some money coming. That one jumped out. And there's a false person. This privileged lady is a false person. So there's some type of journey going on with this. That's tend to be the theme. But this is an inner child issue. So, and there it is, courtship. Yeah, so apparently, and there's this money again. This is an inner child issue. The reason this person is having this issue is an inner child issue. And whatever's been happening, the person has been keeping them in a loop. I call this the LSD card because she was high. That whatever that pill was she swallowed, she was high. She was high. And I think this privileged lady is beginning to understand there's some concern here that somebody's figured out that she's false or he's false. The wealthy man is figuring it out. He figured out he was dating a false person. And unfortunately, these things happen because of inner child. They watched what their parents did. They watched what they learned in their family tree. And a lot of times the men and the women dated false people, or they was slipping and sliding, ducking and hiding. That was a known activity. That's just what it was. How am I going to shuffle these cards? We'll see. Let's see what comes up. I'll flip them as I pull them out. You know, I'll tell you afterwards. But yeah, a lot of times these individuals get with people because it gives them there it is. It gives them a feeling of normalcy. The deceitfulness, I'm going to keep those. All those cards that fell out, I'm going to keep them. Because this is the flute, the Pied Piper. If you know the story of the Pied Piper, he ended the people in the town didn't do. He was supposed to get rid of the rats, and he got rid of the rats, but the people didn't pay him. So he got a flute and he played this magic tune, and all the kids came and he took them all somewhere, and they didn't have any children in that town at all, so there was no future in that town. You can read the story, and they ended up coming back much later, but you can go read that story and find out. But this is what it seems like somebody did. They were playing a tune, or somebody was dancing to that tune. They followed this person. This false person was singing the tune, and the wealthy man was just following along with it. You know, she played the tune for her to be wealthy in his eyes. But now she's concerned about this, and because she knows it's going to affect the relationship. Yeah, the high is wearing off. The LSD, the drug, whatever was in that whistle is wearing off. Let's see what else is coming up. Peter Pan, here's this other fantasy stuff. A lot of fantasies don't want to grow up. Somebody didn't want to grow up. They thought it was cool to be a kid and play these games and Never Never Land. Four of Swords. Now, when I see this card, the Four of Swords, there's one person holding on to the bird. I mean, there's four people here and they're holding the sword. But these people, they're not fighting. They're not sleeping. But they're doing their own thing. But there's just that one that's holding this bird. This person is looking forward, looking to the future with their bird, their flame. And they're holding that sword. Even though they don't know the full truth of what's going on. Well, they kind of do. I never noticed this before. There is a tunnel coming up. There's a tunnel coming up. So this person knows that there's going to be something coming where they're going to be in the dark about. And that probably, you know, same thing. Child of Wands. This one is passionately aiming, looking at their future, transforming, seeing how, this is a child, so they're trying to figure out how they're going to make their way to the world, make their way in the world, because they're up, you know, they're up with the stars right now, but there's this transformation going on, and it's interesting that they're holding one of the antennas, so they're trying to guide it. Looks like, you know how you hold a steering wheel and you move a steering wheel? They're figuring out how to do that. They're holding one of them anyway. 3 of crystals. 3 of pentacles. That's considered pentacles. These are crystals. 3 and 4. Wow. This is happiness. This is what they want. They want to be able to work harmoniously together. And it's that jump rope or cloth or whatever it is. It's a rainbow. And it looks like the rainbow in the 10 of cups. Looks like that. It's interesting that all 3 of them are playing harmoniously together. And it's interesting that there's a rabbit. There's a rabbit. There's a rabbit. There's a rabbit. Yeah, this probably started. It started off like this and ended up like that. Nine of crystals is personal happiness. Somebody is. This looks like Christmas time. Christmas time where there's a fireplace and they got the tree up and they got lots of gifts and all this other stuff. And there's that crescent moon again. Part of it anyway. It's interesting because this is all a female. This privileged lady. This false person. This is an inner child issue. This is what they want this all the time. Because they think this will give them 4 of wands. It's a lot of 4s here. 4s and 3s. Let me look at the numbers again. 4, 3, 4, 9. And we have 1, 2. 2 major arcanas. So we got this inner child of always, being high in this dreamland and then never growing up. Never growing up. This false person has been in, and they've gotten a hold of a wealthy man, a divine masculine, he's not awakened enough to know that he's been trapped into this singing this tune, and he's dancing to this tune and being high off of this individual. Because like I said, every time I see this card, it makes me think of LSD. You're high, you're tripping on a high. And because a lot of times, and I won't say, well, I have to say it, the karmic word, but see, I say karmic as a lesson. It's a karmic lesson. Let me do it like this. A lot of divine masculines don't like to deal with these karmic lessons because they're embarrassed about it. They're embarrassed because they don't want people to know that they've been pimped out, played, taken advantage of. They want to be seen as strong and virile and responsible and capable and all this other stuff. But if they have inner child wounds too, because this is the person singing the tune, that's the false person, and the kids running after him, that's the divine masculine. Because the false person singing the tune and they running up to him. That's how it goes. And this Peter Pan energy, neither one of them want to grow up. The karmic lesson for the female is that they can play this game forever, and never land and never go back. But the divine masculine is saying the same thing. I don't ever have to grow old. I can do this the rest of my life. I can play these games and do this you know, the rest of my life. Because even though he's with that false person, he's with a divine feminine too. He's playing them games. He don't have to, he feels he doesn't have to grow up. But he don't realize it's a tunnel coming where he gonna have to really be on his P's and Q's about this situation. And it's, when whatever happens is going to cause him to have to figure out how to steer things, because he's going to be in the dark. Darkness is coming. But this is what he wants. Or this is where it began. This is where it began as a child. There go the little kids. There go the little kids dancing, and there go the little kids that got taken away. The issue at hand, though, is wanting the Four of Wands, but wanting it at any cost. Because that's what the Nine of Pentacles is: personal happiness. Not the other person's happiness, just their personal happiness. That's what this is. This person wants personal happiness, their personal happiness, not the wealthy man's happiness, their happiness. And they think by doing that will give them Four of Wands. It won't. It won't. Not when you're doing it at someone else's expense. Thankfully, there is a guardian of wands here. Somebody is passionately looking over this situation. They are making sure that this child... I'm going to pause it for a second, just a second. All right. Thankfully, this guardian of wands is guarding the earth that this baby, that this young soul is coming to. So they're keeping an eye on them. So, you know, even though this is a lesson, like I said, it's a karmic lesson. Both of them, the false person and the divine masculine, they need to experience this because it'll be for their growth. It's going to be painful. Like I said, the divine masculine is going to be embarrassed. Well, he already is embarrassed. He don't really talk about, that kind of stuff. You know, they normally don't talk about what they're going on, but it is what it is. I'm going to pull out, this is the new deck that I bought. I don't know if you watched the other video. Do I want this one? Yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use this deck, because I want to try it out with a lot of decks to see how well they play with other decks. I'm going to do another, after this, probably one more video with Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. Actually, I'm not going to, no, I'm not pulling this. No, I'll pull it out. What is it? What's the message that you want to say with this deck? Yeah, sorrow. It's a lot of sorrow, heartbreak. Somebody's in their head about this heartbreak. So they're wishing. These cards are on, they up here with this is still my favorite deck. Urban Tarot is still my favorite deck, but this deck has come in quick and just, it's in the top. Yeah, right now there's fighting going on. Fighting this person. Look at it. Can't make it no clearer. See, you see the Three of Swords right there? And she's standing over him like, nope, you staying down. This is that energy of that false person. And anytime they try to get up, they're going to interfere. They're going to interfere. They're going to interfere with the masculine's energy, his masculine energy and his feminine energy. Four of Swords, there's going to be, they're interfering on both sides. whoever this person is, whoever this false person is. They're not trying to give up. But the divine masculine has to learn how to deal with this issue and just end it. So divine masculine needs to go within as the hermit. Not just the temporary, like, not the Four of Swords. And where's that? The Four of Swords is on here too. Not this Four of Swords energy where he's going to eventually go into the darkness for a little bit. He needs to go deep within. And that's the symbol there. He needs to go deep within. And when he goes deep within, he needs to go in and find out where in this childhood, because here's this wood. This is wood, so it's a tree. It's a lot of wood here. It's a childhood wound. It's a childhood issue, something in the family bloodline that causes him to, to get into this energy where having other women who abuse him. Not just, the having the other women, that's just part of the issue. But the other women that they get abuse them. They hurt them. They do all kind of things, embarrassing things to them. They need to go within and figure out why this is happening. Why are they allowing this? If it's something he's seen as a child, he needs to go within and deal with that. Because it's becoming too much of a burden. It's becoming too much of a burden for him. And this could be, even though this is a this is a feminine. This is the other reason why I like this deck. It doesn't just show a man. This is, it's a burden. And it's a burden not only for him, it's a burden for the false woman too. The false person. It's a burden for them as well. Anything else you want to say? Anything else? Yeah. They both feel judgment on it because they both feel, the false person feels the judgment because they need to find out why they feel like they got to pimp men out. But the divine masculine feels the judgment because he's embarrassed about being treated this way. And he doesn't like being treated this way. And he doesn't like how he treats others. Because like I said, he's dealing not only with this false person, he's dealing with his divine feminine as well. And it's on both ends where this stuff is going on. Like I said, it's a lot of hidden stuff. They need to go within. There's this moon again. This moon is all through this reading. It's just all through it. It's just a lot of hidden things going on. What Ascendant Master can come into this reading and give some clarity. What Ascendant Master? What other messages? I'll take them. I'm okay with it. And this is them both. They both need to have discernment about this issue. They need to understand that it's an issue. When you unknowingly do it, it's a once in a lifetime. But when you repeatedly do this is a choice. It's a choice. They need to understand about spiritual connections. Even if they're karmic connections, they need to understand that. They need to learn how to read energy. They need to understand this, because if you don't know how to read the energy, this is what you get. They need to understand that it's safe for them to be seen. And I say this for this divine masculine because he hides. This has to be for him because he's hiding because of this. Whatever is going on in his life with this false person, he's hiding it. He needs to deal with the vision. I've never gotten this one, or maybe I have. Yeah. There's a vision here that's not being noticed. Once they can do it, they can have divine perfection. They need to have wild compassion for this issue as well. They need to rest. Like I said, going to hermit, it's a lot going on here. They need to rest. They need to regain their integrity, because both of them, the false person and the divine masculine, they've lost their integrity in this situation. They both have. And once they do that, they can regain their serene presence. They can be who they really are supposed to be. They're not supposed to be controlling each other. You know, this false person is not supposed to be controlling this divine masculine. And this divine masculine should not be in a position made to feel like he needs to be dogged out, abused. Once they deal with that, they both can heal their hearts and get with the people who they're supposed to be with. But they need to heal their hearts to get into union with themselves, not with another person. They need to get in union with themselves, because right now they're not in union. It's a whole lot of devil energy in this situation. And once they can do this, they both can deal with their inner queen. Divine masculine has feminine energy, and here we go. See, they don't want me talking. Whenever I yawn, it's because they don't want me to start talking about this. Your inner queen, the inner queen would not, you would know within yourself, you ain't supposed to be treating nobody like this, and you ain't supposed to be treated like this. And that's from masculine energy and feminine energy. It's just really, it hurts my heart when I see this kind of stuff, because, you can't really you can't really say anything as a divine feminine. They have to go, this divine masculine has to go through this lesson himself. And they go through it as many times as they need to until they figure out that they need to release the person. But if they don't release the person, it's going to be a continuous cycle. You can't make people, see with, you can see stuff, but you can't make them see. They got to be able to ready to see it on themselves. What is this frequency that's going on? The law of vibration. When I make a choice, I change the future. Nothing rests, all moves. Everything vibrates, including the whole universe is but a vibration. Oh, wait a minute. Nothing rests, all moves. Everything vibrates, including me. The whole universe is but a vibration. When my vibration is a match to my desire, all things in my experience will gravitate to meet that match. A lot of times people gravitate to being played. They gravitate to the being high. They gravitate, where is Peter Pan? To not wanting to grow up. All things in my experience will gravitate to meet that match every time. It all starts with my vibration. The universe has no solidity, as such matter is merely energy in a state of vibration. Everything is always moving, even if it appears motionless. So, this is a vibration, a frequency, and wow. I got a wake-up call for me, because I do sound like I'm judging these people. I'm not judging them. I'm not. But I am trying to explain it in a way that some people prefer to stay in this energy. They prefer to stay, a child. They prefer to stay being controlled by others. And it could be by drugs. It could be by sex. It could be by money. It could be by whatever. Some people choose to do that. And a lot of times the divine masculines do choose it. They stay in this for a long time out of fear. But let me read this bottom card because it says, when I recognize I am judging someone or something, I say to myself, I accept the part of myself for judging. So I am accepting myself for this because I do feel like I'm judging, but I'm trying not to. I am grateful for this experience. I'm learning from the situation and I am finding something positive about it. I love and approve myself. So yes, the good thing, what I can say positive about this is that this masculine and this false person, they can get out of this energy. They can recognize the error of their ways. They can recognize that this is something that they've known since childhood. And once they can recognize that, that will allow them, that will allow them to get out of this energy. And look at that on the bottom. And this will allow them relief and repair. They can, they can repair themselves. Not only themselves, they can repair, the relationships that have been affected due to this karmic situation. I'm going to leave this as it is right now. I'm hoping that this inner child issue, this inner child reading will help someone and they can understand that they can get out of this situation because it's only a vibration. It's a vibration that they've learned since childhood and they've never released it. It was normal to them. So because it was normal to them, they just continue, they brought it into their reality as an adult. All right, that is it for now. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z, and I'll be back. Peace.